There we go. And we are
I
currently
know we're
live.
fucking little guy.
And we are currently live talking about our goblin assistant who somebody asked a question about and is like, you don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. We just going to be starting in just a moment. Get through the introduction. We're going to be diving into our Warcraft Fangs of the Moon campaign tonight, a D&D 5e campaign of the World of Warcraft universe, set in an alternate timeline. So it's kind of got a little bit of fun, familiar stuff to those of you who have played Warcraft. And some things is like, wait, what? Don't worry, the wait whats are supposed to be there because we're in an alternate timeline. So it happens. Anyways, we are joined by our lovely players tonight, and I'm going to try to kill them tonight. Or something like that. We'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully everybody has fun and my cat doesn't try to come over the island in the kitchen, because she's done that before and it's been like, really? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and dive on into our campaign. Here we go. It is my show. Warcraft, Fangs of the Moon, Episode 28. Small Detour. The Scarlet Crusade made their move. The Ashbringer has been stolen, and it appears that the culprits are fleeing the city of New Lordaeron. Jumping into action, our heroes managed to capture a couple of Scarlet Crusaders for questioning. What will be revealed? And if the Ashbringer were stolen? Oh, I know what that's supposed to say. And since the Ashbringer was stolen, what of the Chapel of Light? Because we do have that situation going on. And that one's locked too. Okay. So, since I didn't save the map from last time, we're kind of stuck right here for right now until I know where you guys are going to go. Because I've got a couple of maps for you. I just don't know where you're going to go. The guards are surrounding your position right now and trying to ascertain the situation and taking your prisoners into custody, the dwarf. And they are also trying to figure out what in the world happened to the others who were not quite so fortunate. Anybody wish to explain to the guards what happened? Particularly as one...
Pretty sure we all agreed that that's Dexter's job.
Alright, so here's what happened, guys. My cat is being ridiculous.
Activate spell, teleport cat away.
Right, so this guard comes up after like these alarms are going off, and like, sword was stolen, and we're like, and it's like, by who? It's like, dudes in red. And so we're like, hey, we just saw some dudes in red. And we also, because, you know, I'm a paladin, so I know about the Scarlet Crusade. They're not nice people. Anyway, so we told the guard and us ran after him. Guard was like, hey, stop. They kept walking, so we kind of like poked him with, I think, or he used a fireball or something. And I surrounded him with my goblin friends. Long story. And then they just went out and tried to murder us. And so we felt like we needed to fight back to defend ourselves. We managed to keep one of them alive. And then Audric here caught the scent of a couple other ones that were running for the docks. So that's why we asked you guys to close on the pier, because we think, well, it looks like you guys messed up and it got away. But I think the Ashbringer was on that boat that's over there. We got this dwarf guy. He seemed like he kind of knows what's going on compared to everybody else. So he's still alive. And they stole the Ashbringer, and we need to go get it back. And that is what happened.
The tall night elf, in this particular case, the captain of the guard, looks at you, and again, night elf, so he's having to bend down and look at you. Get on one knee to look you in the eyes, kind of thing. He's listening in. I need you to make me a persuasion roll. First roll of the night. Because...
Yeah, under eye should just take it seriously.
That is a 19.
Okay. He seems
Logic is just saying, why do we have to recover it? That doesn't seem like it's our job.
He does seem to be on your side, and he seems to be listening intently to you, and he looks at you. Well then, little one. It seems that you will be aiding our cause then. I'm glad you've been able to give us this information. We will take these ones into custody, and at your leisure, if you so desire, I will make sure that you have capacity to interrogate your prisoners.
Awesome. Thank you. Very helpful.
Anytime. And thank you for the help. We're short-handed, at least in covering the entire city. New Lordaeron is not a small place.
No, it's not. But also, I suggest I don't know if you guys got like some sort of deal with the Scarlet Crusaders, but like I suggest that goes away like immediately because they kind of just stole, the Ashbringer from you guys. Should probably get looked at.
Well, as far as politics go, I cannot control that, but I guarantee you, His Highness has heard of this, and will be dealing with this as swiftly as he can, because, let's be honest here, Sir Menethil has a tendency of being a little rambunctious or impetuous at times. Alright, and he nods at you, and he has some of his other subordinates handcuff the dwarf, and bring the other survivor close to y'all so he can at least check him out and make sure that he's the one that y'all captured. They also do bring along the goblin. He's being held up. We found this little guy creeping around in the shadows.
Yeah, he's with me.
He's with you?
Yeah, someone with this little like flute whistle thing.
Alright.
It's actually a really weird story, but he is in fact with us.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, hey, you, look, I don't know what your name is, but good work. You earned your loot. You can keep it. I know you're gonna get teleported back to where you came from in like 3 days. I don't really need you anymore, so just no looting or pickpocketing. Be nice to everybody here, and then you can go back and share your loot with whoever has it later. Okay? Deals. No causing problems. Like just go get like a nice room or live somewhere for like the next couple of days. Don't really because you want to be able to spend your loot, obviously. So don't go get stabbed. But also don't cause anybody in this nice city any problems. Okay? No schemes. No swindling. No shenanigans. Just hang out. Maybe have some drinks or something, I don't know.
What was a fidgeting, fussing, waving his arms all over the place green machine stopped doing that and was listening to you and was like, yeah, yes boss, yes boss, yes boss, yes boss. Let me down, you big giant. And he finally gets put down and he's like, money. They hand over a fairly large sack. A bag that he seems to have already found or had on his person. And you do hear quite the jingle of coins as he runs off to what seems to be the last drop.
Well, no, we're not staying tonight.
I mean, can't he, doesn't he have to obey your orders for the next 3 days, so for sure he's not going to do anything bad?
Yeah. As far as I understand how this works, yeah, that is correct.
Also, Audric and I were never going to spend the night there, because we have a fancy hotel, so...
Fancy is relative.
There's also
in this
that.
world. Y'all's...
Yeah, to Audric and I?
Audric?
The hobos we are?
The hobos that you are, y'all are staying. Y'all have a room and board paid at a Night Elven Inn that seems to be very luxurious for you guys. The last drop is a dwarven inn and has luxury of its own sort. It's not Night Elven, but
hey, the bartender's awesome.
It smells like dwarf and beer.
And cue the racism.
Right. Well, I need a nap. I need to recover a little bit here. But don't you have something to do with the chapel?
Yeah, we should probably go do that first.
Yeah, right. So I might just find a place to sleep at the chapel.
So when you said we have to recover the Ashbringer, did you mean us three specifically, or did you just mean we as in the United?
Okay. Just we in general, collective we. A. B. I'm gonna punch my sister in the face and take the Ashbringer from her. So there's that.
So you think your sister was behind this?
That face says yes. That's a yes face, Aldrich.
Why do you think they stole it? What are they gonna do with it?
I'm gonna go find her ship. I'm gonna sink it to the bottom of the ocean.
Why did they steal it? What do they want to do with it?
Okay, they're real big on like purging the plague, so I'm assuming they're just gonna go and like purge the plague with it, which wouldn't necessarily be bad. But if they're willing to steal from people, here and like kill people here, they're willing to kill anybody that gets in their way or any perceived obstacles. They're a bunch of loony nut jobs. Okay, the Ashbringer's way too powerful. That's like handing a giant gun to like a toddler who's like wackadoodle.
Well, I guess we'll just have to hope they can do some good with
giant
it.
guns to their toddlers.
I said a toddler who's wackadoodle, not a gnome toddler. I'm talking like one of you like elf toddlers or something.
Hey! An elf toddler is smarter than you'll ever be, so joke's on you.
Who has all the technological advances? Right, us and the dwarfs. That's what I thought. Right.
Depends on what you mean by technological advances. We are the most magically advanced society in the world. Which magic never steam-powered nonsense you have.
And then I just go take one of those magic nullifying stones and then pow! All useless.
I'm from nature. It's better. I don't have time to argue about this with you.
Also, magic is good. I'm a paladin. I like magic. But yeah, don't you have something to do? I'm gonna go sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go punch my sister.
Ashbringer, are you coming?
Maybe chop her head off with the Ashbringer. That'd be fun.
Okay. As you guys turn to walk and leave the docks area, I rolled just to see if this would come up, and it did. I'm so glad. You do hear from the Astrea a large kaboom, a large explosion, as it appears that something exploded, and there is something black flying through the air towards the sea, and you do hear the sound of a dwarf going as he sails off into the sunrise, or off into the distance, the horizon, so to say. You do catch him. If you do pay attention to him, he does seem to open up a paraglider and float safely down to the surface. But it appears that the Astrea has suffered a little bit of a setback. As you guys walk off towards the chapel area, the Chapel of the Light. That's what it was. Where was it? There it is. Alright. And we will go ahead and transition on over to there. Katesh, are you following them to get a place at the chapel, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna crash the chapel.
Okay. Easy enough. As you guys get there, you do see that they are on guard. There are like hundreds of paladins searching the area. As you guys walk in through the chapel doors, you do see that some of the seating and the pews have been rearranged and knocked over. It appears that there was a couple of injuries as well. and it doesn't take you long. And you ask for a place to sleep, and they say, "Okay," and it points you over to a set of stairs that goes down into a small, comfortable bedroom. Well, actually, a hallway that leads into several comfortable bedrooms, and you seem to be able to find a spot fairly easy. Being a paladin, they tend to, or you being a paladin, they tend to let paladins crash wherever they want most of the time. And the Chapel of Light is before you. Like I said, some of the pews are disjointed, kind of. Some of them are getting placed back in, but there was at least some combat here. It looks like some of the armory was broken into. Velen seems to be commanding everybody fairly well, getting them organized, but the fact that he's got to be coordinating everybody is just kind of almost disconcerting.
Well, it's a good thing we had that one weapon and gave it to Katesh, otherwise it might have been stolen too.
That's true.
And no one would be as awesome wielding it as me. Let's be real. Okay, I take that back. There's probably a couple people that'd be as awesome wielding it as me. But we would have been in a lot worse shape fighting all that crap if I hadn't had it.
I mean, yes, for our group, strategically did benefit us.
And we did kind of save a city, so
yeah,
worth it.
That's true. And I should just give me the Ashbringer too.
I mean, I won't say no to the Ashbringer.
Obviously not. Don't you have a nap to take?
You have an appetite.
You should go do that then.
Well, the chapel is before you. I'm assuming you guys are going to head more towards your intended goal, towards Anuli's room, or at least where they've got him. Okay. It doesn't take you long to ask about where Priestess Taranda is. That's literally all you have to ask for, and they direct you quite easily to one of the side rooms that's here on the main level in the chapel area. It seems to be almost saved for priests and other high officials. Here we go. And as you do enter the room, you do see Taranda is in a more of a guarded position, almost as if she's on a high alert. I wonder why. But when she sees you enter in the door, she takes a moment and recognizes you, and is like, "Oh, dear heavens! I'm so glad it's you, child."
Yeah, heard about the fun that happened while we were gone.
Yes, that was quite the exhilaration.
Cool. We brought the thing, and I just present it to her.
Okay. You present her the Seed of Life, and she examines it gingerly, like it's a precious jewel. And she kind of makes note, there's only been a handful of these ever given out. I'm glad you were able to get one.
Yeah, we also got a baby dragon out of the deal. It's been a weird day.
Oh my. What?
It's
A dragon?
Another day, another story. You know, things.
Okay. She kind of gives you a sidelong glance of like, okay, and then turns and presents Anuli, who's been he's laying down in a more restful position on his side, kind of curled up. He does seem to be taken care of. It appears that she's been kind of taking care of any fevers that he might have had, and been wiping his forehead and just generally taking care of him. He does look bad, but it's not. It's a situation of you guys have only been gone for like a week, week and a half, so you got really lucky on that roll, which is hilarious. But it ended up being for the best, and he's okay, but you can still see the plague kind of infiltrating his veins and the sickly green undeath crawling all over his body, though.
I'll walk past Taronde and go up to him and just kind of like kneel down and hold his hand.
Okay.
Is he awake or like as our GM dies of coughing?
Yeah. Awake? Yes and no. It's hard to describe because he seems to be more in a trance. So he is conscious of what's going on. It's just that it's a situation of he is basically gaining a rest, a full rest for mechanics purposes, and also just flat out resting as well. He seems to be gaining back like full spell slots as often as possible. Taranda goes over to leaves the room actually for just a moment, and then comes back a minute later with Velen, that's what his name was, and he's aiding in this particular endeavor and is going to help bless the seed and allow you to apply it to Anuli's body. Tarande gives you a quick instruction as to how to do it. You would just place it on his chest and push it in, focusing some of your any radiant or healing magic that you can into it, so that the body will take the seed and it'll be fertile ground for new life, as it were. And as you continue on with this restoration ritual, I will need you to make a d20. You can roll at advantage. I need a d20 roll from you. Let me see. This would be more spell casting ability, so go ahead and roll with your spell casting modifier. There it is. Yeah, the modifier. Like I said, you have advantage. Your spellcasting modifier, just roll above a 10.
Okay, the first one is a 19. I'll roll just to see if I get a nat 20. Okay, we're gonna go with the first one. The second one was a 4. So we're gonna go with the 19.
Okay. As you place the seed in the palm of your hand and push it to his chest, you do see as you infuse the whatever magic you use, whatever magic spell you wish to use. Go ahead and mark off one spell slot of whatever level you want.
I'll cast Prayer of Healing, which is a spell that lasts 10 minutes. It's basically kind of just like this. I'll cast it.
Okay.
I'll cast it at 3rd level.
Okay. That's a pretty good one. Okay, and as you place the seed in it with the infused magic, Anuli, you feel the restoration come in, and it gives new birth to your body, and at the same time, you do feel the plague, the source of it, has been counteracted. The rest of it flowing through your body, it feels like it'll take time, but the rest of it will clear out in time. Kind of like recovering from a cold or a flu. Only thing is, it's like much worse. But the life does indeed return to you, and the trance seems to wear off. It seems that its purpose has been fulfilled. And Oriana, you look at Anuli, who is lying on the bed peacefully. Whether or not he opens his eyes is another story.
Yeah. What? Well, you were right to not lose hope.
See, I told you were being dumb. I got this.
I need a book, like an empty book.
I have a journal I've been writing letters. I've been ripping the pages.
I need it. Also, something to write with.
I literally just. Oh.
Here is something for you, child. And Velen will give you what appears to be a journal. It is used, but he does take the used part out rather quickly and hands you a journal with charcoal, writing implements, pencils, and such.
Great. Now he has 2 books. He's like, perfect. More copies, the better. He's gonna start writing in yours first. Alright.
I feel special. What are you writing?
So I think I figured out a way to basically magically back trace where the Death Knight portals are coming from.
How'd you manage to do that in your, comatose?
I was not I was in a trance. My brain was still working. The part of my brain that wasn't dedicated to using magic to purge the plague from my veins was working on what I was working on as I was, getting stabbed and turned into the undead. When, Amu showed up and stabbed me in the back. But I think if I can get back to my apartment, I can fill in the missing gaps and we can figure this thing out. And we should be able to figure out where exactly they're coming from.
How?
Well, I'm going to write this down, so in case when I go back to my apartment, if it doesn't go well, you can finish I can do it. I don't think she'll go back. But in case she does, I'm sure you have other things you need to do. So I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
You're saying, I think I could hear that the Ashbringer is stolen.
Yeah, but that, there are lots of people who could figure that out. Lots of people. Audric, do you even care about this thing? I'm kind of mean about it.
Velen is still in the room, I think. He's going to be really annoyed at you guys.
Yes, he is still in the room, and he is...
Look, I'm no offense, but Valen, I'm just being 100% honest. about my feelings about this sword situation. Audric, thoughts?
I mean, we already recovered it once.
See, we
feel
did our jobs. You're the doofus. Oh, pardon my language. You're the holy individuals who lost it the second time.
For the record, it was not lost. It was stolen.
Even worse, really, guards are a thing, and like maybe sleep with it next time. Just saying. Like, I wouldn't lose some. If it were me, would have just like look. We did. I agree with Audric. We did it the first time. Nothing in the contract says if like ever lost again. It's our duty. It's our to find it.
All right then. I will not ask you to recover the blade then. I will send a few others.
You say that like a
I'm just saying, if you're going to pick anybody to
who's
do
like,
it,
I'm not going to ask you to clean your
life would be a good choice, as he furiously is scribbling.
But if the people that have it are going to use it to fight the plague, I feel like there are a lot more pressing issues that are a lot more urgent that we should be spending our time on. Especially if we recover it and we're going to just put it in the chapel and do nothing with it. That seems like it's not quite worth the time involved. Opportunity cost, you know.
I will mention that you have forgotten one thing. We had it here in the chapel so that a new Ashbringer could be selected. It does take time to get from the Western Plaguelands over here. And the...
Wait. You were holding the sword here, hoping that a new Ashbringer, I assume by that you mean like a new paladin, to come and pick up the sword and wield it?
We were hoping Derry and Mograine would be able to do so.
But didn't a group of, albeit maybe paladins, just come and claim it? Like,
it is one thing to claim, it is another to steal.
And it's another thing to not be dumb enough to let the enemy get their hands on it.
The Ashbringer could be very much so corrupted, and it would spell doom for all life.
dispel the corruption.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Could spell doom.
Oh.
Currently, the blade itself is focused to destroy undeath.
I'm just saying this portal thing seems like a really pressing issue since they seem to be, popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and by the time I finish my calculations, you'll have the Ashbringer back, and then you can go disintegrate your enemies.
But I can't.
Wait, I thought you said all you had to do is go back to your apartment. It's going to take us way longer to recover the Ashbringer than it's going to take you to get to your apartment.
I gotta figure it out, okay? I was doing this while I was in a trance. I haven't field tested any of this. This is the hypothesis. I'm writing down copies so that we have extras in case weird things happen or we get separated and I can't get the information to you.
So you're saying you want us to go rescue the Ashbringer while you're working on your formulas?
I mean, it seems, unless you want to sit here and just watch me scribble.
It could be entertaining. Audric, I feel like everyone's telling us to do the thing, even though they're the reason that the thing has to be done.
Yes, it does seem that
Hey,
way.
I was in a trance.
I'm not blaming you.
But is it really their fault if they were assaulted and it was stolen from them?
Yes. It's
If
exactly
this
their
thing
fault.
is that dangerous, you probably should have told the city defenses that they should, actually try to stop a ship that was leaving the port with it, rather than saying, "Oh, sorry, we have a treaty with them, we can't interfere." Oh well, I guess we'll go back and steal it later.
The treaty was nullified when they stole the Ashbringer.
That's what we tried to tell the guards, but apparently they didn't believe that.
Because it is still a political action and therefore politics and red tape have to be gone through.
Well, okay.
See, if they
like,
send anybody else, there's gonna be politics and red tape. So, I know you hate red tape. So, that'll just be, really easy. You'll just, punch them in the face and take their stuff.
I do hate red tape. Annoying and useless. I'd rather just do the things. I was kind of hoping, though, like, save you in maybe a day. Because the last date we went on was your worst date yet, I might add. Like, I'm dying. Oh, it'll turn out fine. It'll be great. It'll be the best way to tell her. Yeah.
So, do we have a ship lined up that is going to take us after this other ship?
For that one, we are working on it, but it is hard to book passage so quickly. I do know of one ship that is being worked on, but I haven't had a moment to ask the foreman of that ship how it was going. You might know him. He was a friend of yours. Gramian.
Are we talking about the Estrella?
That would be the one.
Before I just lean over and whisper, Audrey, it's like a crazy gnome mage.
Hopefully not.
If it is, do you think we can get her fired or transferred?
Well, supposedly she was indispensable because she's the only one that could get the ship to fly, so...
Well, then we need a new ship. This is not gonna work.
Further.
Unless Kadesh could like, seduce her so she's nicer. I don't see any other options.
I'm not a bard, I'm a paladin.
Kadesh is hard to tell! TBH?
Do you know which one the Estrella is? Kyra.
The Estrella is my sister's ship.
Yes.
But as...
Doesn't mean they didn't transfer the Duelist Mage over.
Because I don't think the Estrella can fly, but you said it was being retrofitted to fly, didn't you? So... I don't know.
Oh no, that almost guarantees she's gonna be there.
I'm that bad
But
boy.
I thought he said that it was somebody who was in the Ghanaian government, so I don't think I don't think it's the gnome lady.
Well, when do we leave?
That is entirely up to you, child. Do you wish to go pursue the Ashbringer, or do you wish to stay here and recover from your adventures?
I mean, I'm feeling kind of low on magic at the moment.
Don't we have
Okay.
with the dragon egg to deal with? Guys, we could do that. That sounds more restful.
Katesh is
You're not here, Katesh.
Yeah, out of character. He was napping, and then he just like woke up with the disturbance of the force and be like, they forgot about the dragon egg.
Wait, so the whole point with the dragon egg was to like do a sting operation on the lady. That doesn't sound very restful to me.
It is if all we need to do is turn into a polar bear and maul her.
Okay, well, we can probably do that, but yeah, we can probably do that while we stay here. Wherever the Ashbringer's going, it's going to end, and we can always find it when it ends.
Yeah, but if we set sail now, it's like only like an hour or whatever after they left with it, isn't it? So like we should leave as soon as possible, so they don't get a head start.
You do know.
I don't have a lot of spells.
You do know.
Well, the ship probably won't catch up to it for a day, so we'll just sleep on board the ship.
One, you do know it takes a month or so to go from here to Eastern Kingdoms, which is where the Scarlet Crusade tends to work out of. So you've got at least a month minimum. If you give them a month advance, then you've got to make up that time. You also do know that flying is faster than sailing on a ship.
The other thing to consider, Adric, is do we want to take the egg on a chase to the Ashbringer? Or would it be safer to figure the egg thing out and then put the egg somewhere safe?
Well, we're the ones who are taking care of it. What do you mean?
Well, isn't the whole point of this to see if, like, leaving it with this person is a good idea?
We already know it's not a good idea, so we're just gonna use it on a sting operation on her, and then we're still gonna have it. So,
Not necessarily. Because if we finish up with the sting operation, we can always send the egg back to Ysandra with
sir.
it with
Sarah.
There.
The green dragon.
We can send it back to the Dragon Mama via a druid, and it would be pretty safe that way. And then we don't have to deal with it anymore.
is the only reason that Ysera gave it to us was so that we could test Lady Prestor and then give it back to her? I don't remember exactly why.
I don't think she was giving us one of her children to raise, unless you're planning on raising
we
her.
wanted her guardian, so I'm supposed to take care of her egg. So,
Okay then, Mr. Guardian, what do you want to do?
I don't know. I thought we were supposed to take care of it.
Well,
Okay,
then
That's fine.
you're adopting an egg. You can't remember your. Oh, I'm the Guardian. I don't actually remember though what my instructions were.
You do know your instructions.
If you would like to raise a baby dragon,
Based on what you're saying, I didn't think we were supposed to just give it back immediately, but
I mean, I only care so far as if something happens to the egg, will Ysera come and eat me as well as you and Katash? But like, Anuli's safe, and I already got my part of the thing, so I don't really care. I'm tired. I need spells, and also was kind of hoping to spend a little bit of time with Anuli after he was not dying.
Technically, everyone's dying. That makes you feel any better.
You're not helping. And also, technically, no, elves aren't really. We live forever, like stuff.
Nah, the odds of getting hit by like a falling piece of debris eventually catches up to everyone.
Or
And also,
getting
I am
away,
helping.
and
I
then
am writing
choosing to tell.
down my calculations, so I am helping.
okay. I'm looking back at my notes. It looks like I guess we can just do a sting operation with Lady Prestor, and if she turns out to be evil, then we can just give the egg back, I guess.
Ha! Vindicated by his own notes.
See if
I think
Prestor.
he just wanted a baby dragon as a pet, is what he wanted.
No, I don't want it as a pet.
If that's what he wants, I
I'm just supposed to
don't.
be taking care of it. I just wanted to make sure what the definition of taking care of it was.
Again, just get off my back.
Right. So Anuli's going to hand the written out calculations, at least what he has of them, to Oriana, and give them the other one to Velen, just so that they have copies.
Thank you, my child. I will make sure this gets to one of our finest mages.
Actually, there were other portals opening up. Probably if you find what spot where that was, they might be able to do some cross-checking on my own work if they go there.
I will make sure to tell them that.
Oh, and I think I calculated that the time of this plague that the Death Knight is wielding is gonna turn anyone undead in about 6.257 hours, which is a lot faster than normal. I don't like it.
That is definitely much faster than usual. Than normal, it usually takes 2 or 3 days for it to be so much quicker. That's
And how many hours?
6.257.
How did you calculate this number exactly?
Well, it was kind of, time of dagger stabbing, rate of, infection of my own body, and the rate I was staving it off with my own magic.
Do night elves use significant figures? Because you have very precise estimation capabilities.
Yes.
Actually,
Anuli's a very precise individual.
Anuli's not a night elf. He's a high elf. So
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks very different from me.
High elves.
yes, he has golden, almost humanoid skin, red hair, if I remember right. His ears are definitely different. Instead
Look,
of
you can see his picture down here.
if you remember Valasar and even Oriana, their ears tend to taper more back behind their heads. Anuli's is almost straight vertical above his head. You can see a familial resemblance, as in, like, high elves are descended from night elves, but it's like many generations removed. Somehow this music is just fitting.
Well, that's alarming. So, like, how are we gonna prevent people from becoming zombies? Because I can't get any more seeds. Like, that was pretty sure a one-time, which also, by the way, means don't get stabbed again. Don't get again, okay? That was really hard. Well, not hard. Or time-consuming, and also, like, definitely a one-time deal. So,
Okay, but wait, so how did we heal your mother? Wasn't she also stabbed? We didn't have to get a seed of life for her. What?
She didn't have. I don't think she had the plague. Doctors didn't say she had the
I
plague.
thought she had the plague. No, she definitely had the plague.
No, she got like. No, that's not. No,
Yeah.
she doesn't have the plague, Audric. She is just wounded.
She had
and
the
she
plague.
had some No, that's not. That they didn't say that.
She has an infection similar to the plague glands. They've seen it before. They caught it early. It stops the plague so the wound can heal naturally. That's what it says in my notes.
Yeah, I think you are hearing things because she clearly didn't have the plague. She was clearly just mortally wounded and is fine now. She's fine. Things all right now. Okay.
I'm pretty sure she had the plague. So as long as we catch it early enough, it's possible to heal it. Is that what we're concluding?
From what
I
Anuli
don't-
can put together, nope. It appears that whatever he was infected with is different than what others are.
I think Amu's got a new strain of the plague. Modified it somehow.
So Oriana's mother is going to die now.
Shut up! She's fine. She was fine. She's gonna recover. She's just wounded. Why are you trying to kill my mom?
Who stabbed her? Your mom got stabbed? I think I missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the
my home. Darnassus
Black
got under
Knight.
attack.
Well, was it the annoying lady? Who?
No, but she has proven to be as annoying as she ever was. No, it was some other knight. Death Knight.
Wait, so you're setting up a sting operation for a dragon egg? I think I missed
Yeah,
that
this
too.
is my life now, Anuli. That is exactly what we are doing.
Yep.
I travel
Maybe.
with him and a shorter doofus. So this is what we do.
And you said Lady Prester was involved?
Yes, that is the name.
Why? What do you know about Lady Prestor?
What does he know about Lady Prestor? Does he just? I feel like he's like the name's familiar. I don't know. I don't know. What does he know?
Based on what he knows, his history, he would know that Lady Prestor is a fairly powerful individual in Stormwind, and is at least very politically savvy. Since Anuli doesn't deal with politics of Stormwind, he doesn't know quite too much about her, other than she is, from what he's seen in meetings and such, he knows, don't cross her. She has a tendency of eviscerating political opponents.
But that's only political opponents. If you become a physical opponent, you can just bash her upside the head. That's what I heard.
Anuli does recognize that she does have, for a human, she's very sharp.
So why are you trying to set up a sting?
Say that out loud.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that doesn't say much. Wow.
So you're why are you setting up?
Cunning. That a little bit better word.
Patrick is feeling offended.
Epstein didn't kill himself. Is the vibe we're going with?
Yeah, pretty much. You get the idea. Epstein did not kill himself. That he didn't just hang himself in the Stormwind stockades. He didn't kill himself.
So why are you setting up a sting for? Oh, that sounds kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Do you want it?
I'm biz. Maybe Velen wants in. Velen, you want in?
I mean, I probably don't even have to be there. I'm probably just gonna sit around and be backup. You just hang out with me. That's over. Basically, Audric and Tintash accidentally, temporarily adopted a baby dragon. And they're going to use this baby dragon to flesh out Lady Prestor, see if, like, she's evil and stuff. They gotta do this, they gotta figure this out so that Tintash can make money, and also so that he can keep his title as sheriff. But also do it in a way where the baby doesn't actually get lost and or destroyed, because if they do, its mama is gonna eat them. It's basically the gist of what's happening.
And you too.
No, I'm pretty sure I was on the outs of this. I did not agree to this. I did not want to do this. I am really uninvolved in this situation. I'm just involved because I am your friend, and that is all.
As far as Ysera was concerned, you were there when she gave us all the eggs, so I don't think that she will look kindly upon you.
I will just say that they were idiots. Which is not an untrue statement. This is happening because like, nobody spoke after that, and I'm glitching out. You guys just can't leave me in that way.
Sorry. Velen seems to be adverse to trying to do anything politically speaking. It seems more like he's got other things on his mind to take care of politically speaking, and seems to be turning to bid himself adieu and leave the room. Tarandai, however, is looking at you very concerned and going, "Your mother was stabbed? Is she alright?"
She, and I glare at Audric. She's fine. She's gonna make a recovery and everything's gonna be okay.
didn't Anuli just say that the evil Black Knight are carrying a deadly strain of the plague, and he got stabbed by a blade from the evil Black Knight?
That is not what I said. I said that a specific Black Knight was. I don't know if she gave it to any of the other Black Knights.
Can't you just, Anuli, why don't you just come see my mom, and then we can prove to Audric that he's an insane person.
I mean, I think he's already insane. I think that was proven a long time ago, so.
I mean, he travels with me, so that's fair. Anyway. But he does, I wouldn't mind if you, come and saw my mom. Make sure that she's not got the thing that you had.
Oh, well, if she does, there's not really anything we can do about it. Can you come see my mom or no? I mean, I can, which means I can't get back to my apartment and finish my calculations, but sure.
Okay, let's do that.
Do what? But there were two options, and you just said do that, so which thing are we doing?
Look, I need to know whether, I just need to know, okay?
Okay. We're off to see the mother who got stabbed in the back.
Okay.
That was out of character. That was not in character.
I would hope so. It seems a little insensitive.
That's
like a catastrophe joke there.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are gonna head off to check in on Mom. Audric, are you gonna stay with them, or are you gonna?
Well, isn't her mom still in Stormwind?
Yeah, and there's a portal
So
to
they're
Stormwind.
teleporting. We're just teleporting back and forth all over the place.
Yeah.
They're basically doors.
Yeah, and we need to go to Stormwind anyway to do the whole community press store nonsense.
Yeah, but like that's not pressing. That's like whenever you find an egg ever, bring it to her. This is like we need to recover the Ashbringer, and it's like on a ship that's actively sailing away from us. Like,
But I thought that the ship, they were getting it fitted out, and it's gonna fly. So
well, that's why.
That's what Balin.
What I'm saying is we should go talk to the Estrella and King Raymane, and he'll probably say, "Oh, we need 4 more days to finish the ship," and then we'll, "Oh, sweet, let's use these 4 days to do our sting operation." I'm just saying we shouldn't just assume. We should just go there and talk to him first.
Is this in character? Because the Nuli's going to be like that. You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, that was
Why
my
don't
character.
you go do that?
Shoot.
It'll take us just a couple.
Audric
minutes.
is not
You
metagaming
do.
his predictions in character. He's not saying.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's why he doesn't want to just go to Stormwind, because he wants to talk to King Raymane, because he doesn't know that that's going to happen.
Audric,
But he-
then
But is taking all these portals, is that free, or do we have to pay? Are we paying money each time, or are we getting,
no, it's totally free and easy.
it's like a public service?
Exactly.
Well, now Audric is very
Totally
concerned that her mother actually is going to die, so he is just, I guess I'll stay with Oriana just in case she gets terrible news, and then we can just come
Yeah, I
back.
wasn't thinking about this either until you kept harping on it. Now I'm very concerned.
As far as you know, any cost of the portal is taken out of the taxes that the city pays, that you guys pay anytime you buy something, anytime you do
Did
anything.
some of the taxpayers don't?
Man, that means it's going to just like shut down randomly when they have a government shutdown. Like, this is not good. It needs to be privately run.
Well, if it's privately run, it's like 500 gold a pop. A visit, so.
Can we have portal insurance? Portal vouchers?
We're not doing portal vouchers. But as far as you can tell, yeah, they are free for certain individuals. It depends on the authority of the individual. In other words, just free travel willy-nilly costs quite a bit, actually.
we're considered essential. So
You're also considered like some of the last representatives of Gilneas, so.
it's also sadly true. Let's go see my mom.
And then since Oriana is considered the daughter of a high priestess, so she gets free passage basically. Anuli can vamp whenever he
So the
wants.
city of portals.
And Kitesh,
Wait, if you can vamp, can't you vamp us right this second? Just one. That even cuts down our time even more.
Who can what?
Anuli can vamp,
Anuli.
teleport over. As an individual, he can do that at will. However, to open up a portal requires a little bit more time and preparation, and it also requires cutting into the teleportation system that's already there. So it's kind of a situation of, does Anuli want to destabilize the economy for one trip?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because we can just literally walk through the portal.
Yeah.
It seems pretty straightforward.
Either way, it doesn't take long to get back to the portal. Kitesh, are you going to join them, or are you going to stay sleeping?
He's sleeping. He doesn't know what's going on, so
Okay.
if somebody goes and tells him what's going on, or tells him to go talk to the ship captain, or tells him literally anything, he knows nothing. So,
Well, how much did it look? Did he really need a nap? Like, I was considering telling him to go talk to the ship captain.
I have 12 HP out of 36, and no spell slots left.
He needed to rest. He was looking very rough.
I remember I went down during the war. He had to res me.
I remember that, yes.
Because he's high AC, low health DPS person who has a shield. Makes total sense.
But yeah,
I mean, he could probably kill people and then go take a nap, but
yeah, so basically, Kitesh is taking a short rest or long rest, depending on how long he wants to stay out.
Wake up next morning, just be like, we saved the city, got 1 day off, and this happened. I need it. My muscles need a break.
Pretty much. Well, anyways, since you're leaving Kitesh there, that's fine. You guys head on over to the portals. Oriana walking just a little bit quicker than everybody else, and is kind of trying to rush everybody over because that's Mom, who might have the deadliest plague. And you guys get to the portal, and the portal tower, and they look at you a little bit kind of sidelong because they recognize you since you gave them flack just the other day or just earlier. But they do open up the portals to Stormwind, let you go through. It doesn't take too long for you guys to get over to the Sanctum of Light, where the temple or the cathedral is. You do find your mother. Hello, Dale. What seems to be the problem? You were just here. I thought you had some things to do.
Yeah, I missed you and just wanted to check in, see how you were doing. Also, this is a newly, we're kind of dating. I'm not sure I really talked to you about him, but he's kind of. You can call him a newly.
She was concerned after dealing with the plague that when you had gotten stabbed, you became infected. So we came to check on you.
I wasn't gonna put it here, but thank you.
Very well. She presents herself for inspection. You may roll investigation or medicine check. Also, I need Oriana. I need you to roll me a persuasion check. Where did I put it?
Well, I don't know what another stats are. You roll a 9 for whatever is happening.
Okay.
I was just supposed to pick this character. Why are you taking him along on trips now? I'm not a doctor. I'm a paladin.
Oh, why am I even? I know what his stats are.
He's not a paladin.
Yeah, my character's a paladin, and you guys left him taking a nap. This is an NPC. This isn't a character. Why? What is happening?
He's NPC stands for character, so you can't.
Non-player character. I am a player.
Yeah. It's not my fault. He's apparently an expert on the plague and can.
It's not my fault. He's an expert on the plague. Rage quit.
Hello.
Roll.
Rage quit over the character. You're like, he's
Quit
an expert on the
rage
plague.
quitting.
Rage quit.
Oh, okay, you rolled a 9.
What?
Yeah, he rolled a 9.
Well, okay. Would be
That's a high persuasion. Very persuasive. That's a high persuasion.
My check is purple because it's awesome. I rolled a purple check.
Purple check.
Purple check.
okay.
What's your bonus? Persuasion.
What'd you roll on persuasion?
24.
24.
24? Okay. Your mother is not going to instantly throw you out because you brought a high elf home.
Yeah, that's why we didn't talk about my boyfriend. Even with the guy
Does your
home.
father know?
Pressing issues, Mom.
Yes, but still, does your father know?
No, pressing issues.
Okay. What did you roll for medicine check? Or
I mean, I rolled a 9. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do I need to
you
make
rolled a
roll
9
more
then.
than
Oriana, did you roll anything for a medicine check or such?
Nope. I was supposed to.
Okay,
I
if
did not
you want to
supposed
check, you can. A newly,
Do you really have like detect good and evil or anything, or like or that would detect the plague?
that would be more of an Arcana check for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That, however, is actually really good. Even with a 9, he's got like a 22. So,
He knows the medicines.
Well, that's why we brought him along. He was the plague detector.
He's the plague doctor. He's gonna start wearing one of those pointy masks.
yeah,
Oh, I totally forgot. I was gonna tell you, but last week when I went to Costco, there was someone who was literally wearing a plague doctor mask as their mask. Like, it covered their whole face. It had little eye holes, and it had like a giant feet on it. And it was gold, and it had like these like tattoo designs on it.
Stop derailing the story.
Anyway.
We're playing.
Anuli, from what you can tell on the Arcana check, it appears she does not have any lasting side effects. At least not what you can tell. Nothing that you experienced. You get the feeling that she probably doesn't have the same strain you did, because the strain you did would have converted you in 6 hours. The strain she had, she had that more than 24 hours ago.
Well, good news is, looks like you're gonna be fine.
See, we told you, and then I punched out him in the arm. That's for making me worried about my mom.
Well, I figured it couldn't hurt to check. Don't we feel better now that we've checked?
Make an attack.
It was a
roll
pleasure to
if
meet
so
you.
desire.
It was a pleasure to meet you. We need to go track down a way to trace those portals. Close to figuring it out. So, again, nice to meet you. No, he's just gone.
Which he can do if he so chooses. It wouldn't take much.
he does so choose. He does so choose. He's gone.
Anuli vanishes in a, not necessarily a puff of smoke, but rather vanishes as the arcane just wraps around him and he just disappears.
Oh no, he doesn't. He's not gonna teleport. He's gonna walk out. He's not gonna
it
teleport.
sounded like he was teleporting away.
No. No.
You're like, oh, he's just gone. Okay,
okay.
he's just gone. Literally, he just.
Okay.
No, he's gonna walk out.
Okay, I see what you're going for now. Anuli turns his back really quick and uses prestidigitation to create a smoke field while he casts greater invisibility on himself and hightails it out of there.
Well, Mom, I'm glad you're okay. That's really just wanted to make sure about that.
Yes, thank you for making sure about that. What was this about the plague? Has there been a new strain developed?
You know, that's information for a later time. I don't really want to cause a panic. Also, the Ashbringer was stolen. I gotta go. Love you.
I don't want to cause panic. Also, the Ashbringer was stolen. Okay, bye.
Yeah. As you turn and leave,
I grab Audric by the arm and drag him with me.
as you drag Audric with you, Tyrande thankfully went with you guys and is like, don't worry, go take care of what you have. And she sits and splanifies things a little bit to your mother. You got the high priest of the night elves covering for you, so you're good.
We're awesome. Everybody just does stuff for us. It's great.
Yeah.
And then as we then I go look for Anuli again. Like, where'd you go?
You got things to do.
Okay. If you want to find Anuli, you're going to have to roll an investigation check at disadvantage.
He's still hiding.
He's not
Greater
hiding.
invisibility lasts for a while. So unless Anuli wishes to bamf right out fairly after he can.
I mean, he didn't want to leave with them. He was just leaving the room.
Okay.
Because she was picking up the high elf, not moon elf thing, and he was just like, I'm leaving now. We checked her. She's good. I'm gone. But he's still going to go hang out with the two of them. So
Okay.
he might still be in. He might just poke Corey in the face.
If you do that, you're going to have to roll stealth. You do get advantage since it is.
I mean, he's not really trying to get it. But let's see if she knows the giant a poke in the face. 16 plus whatever his stealth is.
That's not too bad. Okay. That'll put it at there. That's not too bad. Oriana, if you wish to find him, you may roll a perception check.
I mean, I was just gonna go out of the cathedral, just kind of like wait for him to show up.
Okay. You do feel a poking on your nose.
Hey, Audric.
Mm-hmm.
I'll meet you at the portal.
What? We're going right now. We're going to the portal.
Audric, I'll meet you at the portal.
Okay. I will walk towards the portal.
Audric takes.
As soon as he's further away, Oriana just kisses Anuli while he's invisible.
Make a perception check, please.
He poked me. I'm just like gonna leave it.
He's got greater invisibility.
Okay.
He can actually do
That's
that without
true.
breaking invisibility.
Perception.
Yes.
That's a 5.
Okay, so as Oriana goes in for a kiss, Anuli, you figure out really quick what's going on, and you adjust so that you guys meet lips instead of a nose or a cheek, and you share a moment of love as you just kind of sit there as taking the sights there at Stormwind. Audric, however, is taking the lonely walk of shame towards the portal.
Only walk of shame to go like refill his water bottle. Kyrath, where you go?
Only walk of shame to 205 more steps into the tower.
You're taking a walk of shame.
Nonetheless, you guys have your moments. Anything else?
So that was my mom. Not exactly how you wanted you to meet her, but thanks.
I mean, you're the one who made me come down and be all concerned, so...
Well, I wasn't concerned until Audric said something, and Audric's usually right about stuff. He knows things, and it gets under my skin. And so...
Makes sense. I'm glad she's alright.
My dad's traveling, I guess. Again. So, what have you been doing for things? We haven't really talked.
Research. Yeah. Trying to figure things out. Well, now we got this portal thing, so...
You're not just gonna hop off to the portal as soon as you figure it out, right?
No, you're gonna bring the Ashbringer and a paladin, and then we're gonna go through the portal.
Okay.
And actually, I'm not sure exactly. I'm gonna be able to pull a portal directly there. I might be able to get a network, but like also just might be able to just trace where it's coming from, and then we take a long journey there, so we can't really exactly just impulsively jump through it. Also, might be better not to just go. If there is a portal and it could recreate the portal, that probably just lead like into like a main room of their base, and that would be a very bad spot to teleport into. Just gonna be straight out. That's not really a good idea. Or maybe one of those flying obelisk things that I haven't really seen yet, but have heard rumors of.
Yeah, we saw them in their masses. Not that.
Right, so we teleport in one of those. I would prefer to like walk or like fly there and see what's there. And also, I prefer to do scholarly research. Fighting, that was always, you were always better at that.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you I'm the Night Warrior now?
Okay. Does he know what that means?
No, he does not.
I mean, I noticed your eyes are different.
It's basically like some super soldier of a loom. It's not what it is. It's kind of cool. Also means that I don't have to hide the fact that I have arcane magic anymore, which is like... Honestly, it's kind of a mixed bag. Like, I thought I would be like super like, yes, everyone's gonna accept me again, but I kind of liked having this thing that nobody knew about. And then that when they did find out about it, they kind of squirmed a little. Now everyone's just like, oh, she's the Night Warrior. Oh my goodness, she's so special. Look at her.
Because you don't like responsibility.
No, I know. It's dumb.
But I don't think anybody's a better choice to go after the Ashbringer than you.
I feel like maybe Jaina or like her husband. Like those are some top-notch people to go after things. I'm just kind of priest mage person who's wandering with her hobo best friend. And that's if we boil it down, it's just two hobos wandering each other, and then we picked up a no mage or paladin, bard, whatever he calls himself. You have a job and like an apartment and fancy place to live. I turned down a bed once to sleep on the grass on purpose.
Well, that's my point. Everyone else who would be your choice is tied down somewhere. They have other responsibilities.
Did you say I'm the perfect choice because I'm homeless?
Basically. And also, you're the night warrior or whatever, so.
Whatever. Yeah, I suppose.
Got you a little bit of information that Anuli would know.
I assume we're talking as we're walking to the door.
I kind of assumed you guys were as well. So
Yep. Got to do the research and leave Katesh totally in the dark, as per usual. Until I need them to smash everything because they're terrible at fighting. What? Who said
He
that?
wanted to sleep. He can't be mad at us for leaving him in the dark.
well,
He didn't need to sleep.
nonetheless, you guys make your way to the portals. It doesn't seem to take very long for you guys to walk over there, and Audric is waiting. Not long; it hadn't been there long, but he is waiting. And you guys managed to get back to New Lordaeron rather quickly. The gnomes are kind of taking note of who you are and are like, okay. Kind of like they're expecting a tip. But none seems to be coming, and they let you guys walk out the door, and you now have the rest of the evening, so to say.
Before I go all the way through the portals, they were expecting a tip. I just remind them and I say, "We're the heroes that saved the world!" And I go through.
I'm not sure save the world is the appropriate term.
It's the term I use, therefore. What are you gonna do?
I mean,
Guys, Katesh is not here, so someone has to be ridiculous about the hype.
I mean, that was always my job before we got here.
but his hype is so much more realistic, guys. He doesn't lie to make hype. He just makes the reality sound cooler.
He just bends the truth,
He
right?
doesn't lie, he just makes his reality sound cooler.
Either way, you guys head
He
back
is-
through the portals.
That's the greatest quote.
The town of New Lordaeron is
That's not
before you.
some character.
There was talk of possible date, and Audric wanted to do stuff.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the Estrella.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to get there. It's a relatively short walk. You get there, and you do see they are still cleaning up a little bit of a mess, as there is, at this point, a dwarf now swimming back up onto the docks.
I thought you died.
Oh,
As,
no.
as he comes up.
No, it didn't last. I just had to adjust a little bit for the wind. You know, I had to make sure that my little woodchuck here, and he pats a little squirrel that's on his shoulder that tries to bite his hand off, and he's like, "Ah, stop."
You mean that wasn't some kind of weird dwarven suicide ritual?
No, that was me trying out to see if 5 charges of heavy blasting powder would work as opposed to the 3 that's required.
Okay, is the king on board?
He is not on board. He is supervising from the docks and making sure everything. He is before a planning table and is helping to draw out schematics and trying to make sure that it looks like this that the Estrella is built up or is refurbished to his specifications. But he is there, and Greymane is going over everything. But he is visible from the docks.
Okay, well then I guess as I was asking the one guy if the king, and then I was like, never mind, I see him. Then
Wait,
I will
hey,
walk over there.
Okay. You walk over there. Greymane is there. He's very busy, very enthralled in trying to make sure everything's perfect. What would you like to say to him?
I will just give him a little bow. Hello, my king.
Oh, hello, Audric. What can I do for you? As he's still scribbling and making sure.
Have you heard about what happened with the Ashbringer?
I heard some of it, but I've been busy with this, and hopefully this will help retrieve it if need be.
Yes, well, Prophet Velen was telling us that very bad things are going to happen if the Ashbringer falls into the wrong hands, so he wants us to go retrieve it, and he was hoping that we could use the ship. So it sounds like you already are planning on using the ship to pursue the Scarlet Crusade.
Well, I'm not sure about the Scarlet Crusade, but we are going to use, or I am going to use the ship, with your help included, to track down those who assaulted my kingdom and murdered my son.
Yes. Well, on that front, Anuli, who Oriana's friend, he just woke up from his trance that he was in, and he apparently now thinks he has a way to calculate where those Black Knights were portaling.
It's a work in progress. I'm not done yet.
Are you there? Anuli is there?
Yeah, he's with us.
Oh, okay. So I will point him out. So hopefully we can find out the location of all this mayhem.
Good.
But first we need to recover the Ashbringer.
Very well. You figure out your formula, and I will make sure this thing is good to go. We'll work through the night if we have to. And there's about 12 guys 12 workmen, shipwrights who groan and go, oh!
Stacks, late night work.
So what's the estimate for when this is gonna be ready?
Well, if we work through the night, we should be able to have it ready, barring any stupid incidents again. And he gives a side-eyed look at the dwarf who is wringing out his beard from the water. Any more sidelong stupid incidents, we should be ready within probably 2 weeks. If I can push them a little harder, it'll probably be a week and a half.
Oh, I see.
Oriana just like, she's really holding in a chuckle inside herself at this moment because she knows that this is exactly what Andre thought.
That's not what Audric thought. That's what Josh thought.
He's a little bit of Josh
Well,
and Andre.
if they work through the night, 2 weeks would be about right.
If they work through every single night or just this night, I don't think they
Every
can
single
go
night.
2 whole weeks without sleep. That seems
They'd
like
have
a
to
terrible.
rotate.
Oh, okay.
There are shifts. Jeez Louise, man. He's not a slave driver. He's a king.
All right, now he might
My
be.
worker's reactions when he said work through the night did not seem like there were.
Well, maybe he knew he was gonna get stuck on the night shift. And he was like, man, not the night shift again. That sucks.
Okay, well, we will be here and ready to go when the ship is ready.
That is perfect. I'll let you know. I'll send word to you as soon as it is. Until then, I've got a few more things to cover, like fixing the rudder. And he again looks over at the same dwarf. It was just a little experiment. Alright, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. I promise. On the word as a chuck scout, I will not do so.
Yeah, this is why night elves never hire dwarves to build our things.
That's because you're racist, lass.
But it doesn't take 2 weeks for our boats to be built like this. I mean, they're just built. Done.
And your boats don't fly like this.
No, but they also don't explode random rudders. So
Well, that's because I was trying out a new thing of getting the nails to all set in all at once.
That sounds hilariously dumb.
Oh, that's because you're a racist night elf.
I'm pretty sure you're the racist one here. I'm the one pointing fingers. Anyway, I'm going to bed.
As you turn to leave, the dwarf kind of walks up to you and Lily, kind of elbows you in the knee. She's got a little bit of fire in her, don't she?
I'll take me on the fire, and he's got fire magic. He's just gonna like snap his fingers and like shoot sparks in his face, then walk off.
Oh wow, that's a save. Okay.
Not like damage. It's like in front of his face, not like.
It's a beard save. That's what Barry's making.
No, it's a willpower save.
It's not flammable. He's really.
Okay. No, that's more of a willpower save or charisma, since D&D deals theirs with charisma. Force of personality. Anuli snaps his fingers really quick, and a burst of flame just appears before the dwarf's face, and the dwarf jumps back into the water going, "Ah!" Never mind, it was a pure illusion, and with one strand of hair smoking to give the smell of burnt hair, and that's it. Oh gosh, I love Flintlock. Anyways, you guys head off to bed and to hunker down for the night, so to say. Audric, are you doing the same, or are you going to stay out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the inn.
You guys go back to the inn. Bless you.
Thank you.
Where was... There it is. Okay, we'll go ahead and just shift on over to the park. As you guys head to bed, the park seems to... the inn at the park seems to still have y'all's room set aside and available. As you guys kind of just left and didn't say anything. But the innkeeper is glad that you're back and is wondering where your gnomish friend is, who is currently asleep at the or in the Sanctum of Light. Or in the Chapel of Light. And he's gonna get bonuses for this too. And what do you plan to do?
Oriana will like see where Anulia is staying, or if he's just going home, and then she's gonna go back to her room.
You can ask him. Anulia, you do know, you have an apartment that's been furnished by the Dalaran mages here, but you could also just easily bamf really quick back to your apartment in Dalaran, which is still floating above the city.
Is that the one I got stabbed in?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not feeling like sleeping in the place he got stabbed right now, so he's not going to do that. As much as he wants to get to work, he's also still, recovering from deadly plague, so he's going to want somewhere he can actually sleep and not be like, must work calculations.
Okay. Do you have an apartment here in town if you wish to visit that one? Most of the inns around will also seem to have a room open.
Well, he'll just stay here. There's a room open.
Okay.
He's recovering. He doesn't want to walk.
Okay. So you guys find quiet spot in your rooms. The innkeeper seems to take note of your return and She does take note of Anuli being a high elf in her establishment. She is kind of honored and insulted at the same time. But she kind of recognizes your face, Anuli's face, and just lets it go.
Just wait. Katesh hasn't talked him up yet. Once that happens, like, she'll be totally on board.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She does seem to like Katesh.
She thinks Katesh is
She
awesome.
loves Katesh. She loves Katesh. But you guys have a peaceful rest. The night seems to come swiftly, quietly, restfully. You guys wake up early in the morning, or late at the morning if you guys want. The day seems to be yours.
Okay, well, I want to head to the chapel so I can find Katesh so we can tell him what happened.
Okay. It's easy to do. Not too hard for you to get back there and find him. He seems to have been out all night and seems to have woken up a little early, but it seems like it was normal for him. He seems to have done some exercises, washed up. Unless he doesn't
I
want to
walk
wash
to the
up.
chapel. I'm just like, can anyone point me in the direction of the rooms that the famous Dragonfell is staying in?
As he says this, as you are walking up the stairs from the lower floor.
I'd have to be staying in a room still for that to be an applicable question.
Ah, good, there you are.
So how'd it go?
Well, Anuli was healed, and apparently he was in a trance thinking the whole time, and he found out a way that he thinks he can calculate where the portals are coming from. So he's working on a method to backtrack that. Meanwhile, we have apparently been appointed with finding the Ashbringer and getting it back, because apparently the world is going to end if evil people corrupt it.
I mean, it's objectively true, so great. Recover the Ashbringer, maybe, use it for a bit. Kill my sister, it's all good. This is great. This is the best quest we've had yet. I am totally on board.
Mm-hmm. So the Estrella is going to be ready to fly in 2 weeks, so that gives us time to go to Stormwind and talk with Lady Prestor about the dragon egg.
Right. Okay. So I thought about that. So I've got, that truth aura spell. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a really cool spell. So what happens is, someone goes in it, they can't lie. Now, unfortunately, usually they can tell that there's something funky going on, so they can, weasel around answers. But they can't actually say something that's false. So we get her with that. Be useful. Because if we ask her a direct question and she gives us a really long, obtuse answer, we'll just know that she's lying. Well, or that she's trying really, really hard not to lie, because she can't lie, but she doesn't want to tell us the real truth either. Because, I thought she was all trustworthy, because, I've heard rumors, how great she is, and then you brought up, this seems kind of weird. And I thought about it more, I agree with you, it did seem a little weird. So, we should be careful.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible for people to overcome this field?
It is not foolproof. People, there's strong-willed people it doesn't always work on. But I can tell whether or not they're under the effects of it.
Oh.
So I would know. It's not like we think maybe she's under the effects of it. She's trying to, I would know whether or not it was affecting her. Which is the beauty of it. If it doesn't work, I'll know it didn't work. And then we'll just, bonk her on that. No, we won't bonk her on the head, because I don't want to die. But, I was thinking also we could just play it as, me wanting more into the operation, and so I don't try and, tell her that we think she's suspicious. I'm trying to get more, in. She already, trusts me because I'm famous? I don't know why she asked me specifically. I guess she liked me. So she liked me, so we should leverage the fact that she liked me, and most people end up liking me anyway, so we should do that. can you turn into anything like super stealthy so you could be like hiding in the room and then like come out and maul her as that awesome polar bear thing that you did this morning, like yesterday morning? That was great.
I mean, I can turn into a spider or another small animal.
There was a way to like, I'm good at disguises and stuff because I've lived on the road a bunch and my dad was a gnome and we like hit our farm, but like I don't think I can quite mimic a dragon egg, you know, because like I've got stuff I've got like, he pulls out like a bunch of forgery and disguise equipment. He's like, I got all this stuff. I'm not sure I could pull off a convincing dragon egg.
How is a dragon egg hard to mimic compared to a person?
Well, okay. The outward appearance of the dragon egg, not hard to mimic, but like, if someone's got like some sort of like detection magic they've got going, then it becomes a lot trickier, okay? Like, yes, I can physically duplicate the exterior. But like, the dragon inside is the problem. I don't know if you know.
Well, we might not need to mimic that part.
Well, I'm saying I can't mimic the interior of the egg.
It doesn't. Does it matter?
If they have sensory magic, it matters.
I see.
I don't know. You're the guardian technically now, so like I feel I'm sheriff, but you're guardian. So I'm just you're gonna be in charge because you're the one who thought it was suspicious in the first place. And apparently, I was just like, ooh, I'm sheriff and I get money, so I wasn't even paying attention. So I'm just gonna go with your gut on this one, and we'll do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you the tools I have available in which to do it.
Well, then if we try to fake it, we should just not deliver it to her. We should just go to meet with her without the egg with us. And when we're using the truth field, just in case. So that no harm comes to the egg.
The real trick is going to be like actually getting her to show up herself. She might just send up proxy before to confirm that we have the egg. It's going to take some doing to convince them to like that we want to talk to her in person.
Did she talk to you in person when she gave you this charge?
But she was also like here for the meeting thing, and I was here for the meeting, so like she thought I was, but like she might be busy, or also she doesn't want to be implicated in anything nefarious. She might not want to be involved in that part, so she can't be identified. Not that I have experience.
If it's that hard to pin down, then we know that something is suspicious.
That's true. If she doesn't show up, I agree. We just go in. But the thing is, we need proof so that we can bust her on it. We can't just say it's suspicious, because if we don't bust her on it, she'll just get some other people to go steal dragon eggs. We have the same problem, except then we're not in a position to do anything about it. Which I think is the whole point of why we actually got a dragon egg to do this with, is so that we could actually figure out what's going on. And not just be like, oh, hey, yeah, remember us? Yes. Oh, it's fishy. Okie dokie, now we know that. Well, now the fishy is going to happen until we have proof of the fishiness. And everyone will just be like me, be like, well, sheriffs to like preserve dragons sounds legit. And then...
Well, even her talking under a truth field, unless... That only is going to work if she's not fishy and you can just outright tell us. But if she is suspicious with the truth field, that's not going to give us any proof.
No, this is why it's delicate. It might require several meetings, and also might work. I'm saying it might work better if I try and like get more into whatever she's doing. Like go deliver, like see where she's keeping the eggs, like meet other people involved, so we can actually like hand them to the authorities on a silver platter if it turns out it's nefarious, or if it turns out all Stormwind sucks, then we can just burn it to the ground. You know, we can get the dragons to burn it to the ground because I don't have enough fire to burn it to the ground.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Pull yourself together, man.
Okay, well, we should go find Oriana so that we can all go to Stormwind.
So she had this house here that she met me in the last time, we could just send a message through, and then we could tell her to meet us here. So she's without all her guards and all her special people. So she comes here, and we know she's less likely to be shady. Because we could also, since we have been there, and there are like pickpockets, I feel like we could we heard rumors of pickpockets in Stormwind. We would feel safer meeting here.
So you're concerned that she might not want to meet us in person, and you want her as a noblewoman to come to a different city just to meet with us. That seems like giving her the perfect excuse to not.
Dragon Egg is important enough that she should want to come if it's for either nefarious or good purposes. I'm just saying then we would have control over the place because we would be able to, like, know the layout and know what's there versus going to Stormwind where we know nothing and you could get stabbed in the face.
Okay.
I think usually you'd be in polar bear form, so I guess you just revert to your regular face, but I think your polar bear face is an improvement, so.
Well, I guess you should send that message and we'll see what she says to it and go from there.
Alrighty, so he's gonna send a message. I have the thing I have one of the items you asked me to acquire. Meet me where we met last. I'll be waiting. Please send a confirmation. Dragonfell. And then that's what he's gonna send. So if anybody intercepts it, they have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay.
But she should definitely know what they're talking about.
Yes. You give that to one of the guards to send it to, through the mail, and it seems like he said, the guard looked at you and said, "You know Lady Prestor's still in town, right?"
I did not know that. Why is she still here? That was like a month ago.
A week.
No, but we had to travel. It was a week. Well, why is she... Okay. Man, this could be like perfect time for her. Well, then we could just go to her house and just show up unexpectedly. Never mind. We could just... He takes the letter back from the guard. Thank you for the information, sir. Very helpful. I don't know why she's still here. She's got her own place. Glamoury.
I've kind of been waiting to tell you that for a while, or at least have you ask one of the guards. It's like, yeah, she's still here because the meeting happened like a week and a half back.
So she's just lazy and doesn't want to go back to the portal to her own place. She's like, I like this place. It's way safer than Stormwind. This is nice. I mean,
it was her house. She owns it. She can...
Well, there's also the whole thing of if she goes back to Stormwind, it's not through the portal. She's got to take the ship because they came in all the pageantry and such.
Right. Well, that's her own stupidity. So just take the portals. That's what I say.
She probably would just take the portals. But, again, the pageantry, her ship is here. It's kind of like, eh.
Oh, better solution. We just say we're in Stormwind and say, where the heck are you? We're waiting for you. And then make her come meet us in Stormwind. Just to mess with her.
Well, that's up to you. Anyways, you do know where she is, or at least where her office is here in New Lordaeron. Seems she tends to stay in New Lordaeron often enough to where she has her own place. Being a lady of Stormwind, she does, and of high-ranking position, she does visit New Lordaeron often. Which is why the ship is here as well, because pageantry. And it doesn't take you very long to get there, and if you want to request a meeting, that's fine. If you want to bang on the door and say, "Hey, lady!"
I guess I'll just modify the note. I'll just scribble out Never mind. Talked to the guard and found out you were here. When should we meet where we met last? Question mark. And then like, can you deliver this to her instead? Thank you.
Yes, I can. Thank you. And he'll go about his duties and head on out of the cathedral, if I remember right, the cathedral district, and will disappear. And seems your message was sent. Planning quite the interesting attempt on Lady Prestor.
My goal is to make her as confused as humanly possible, so that she accidentally says something stupid.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure. But I don't know my plan. My plan is to do whatever Object tells me to do.
Okay. Well then, we're going to go ahead and end it for the night. So you guys wish to meet with Lady Prestor and spring your trap of Zone of Truth.
That makes it sound very hostile.
Okay. Could be very interesting to see what happens. Okay. We will go ahead and cut it for tonight. Thank you guys for coming. I'll end it there. Just with the plan set forth, you guys will have 2 weeks or so, give or take, to come up with whatever plans you want to do for this particular event and this particular lady. Let's see what happens. Thank you guys for joining us, stream. Wrong one. Anyways, I thank you guys for joining us. We had fun. I hope the players had fun. Hope you guys had fun as well. And I will catch you guys next time. We'll see you later. Good night and God bless.